Hi friends, welcome back. Rigel Smith here, and today I'm going to share with you essential oils and tips to enhance your connection with others by using the concept of the 5 love languages. And that is from a book by Gary Chapman called The 5 Love Languages. And his concept is very simple, that we receive and feel loved in different ways. And by knowing how each person feels that connection, you can enhance and help them feel more loved. So this applies to our business partners, our coworkers, our friends, children, family, our partners. So anybody we have a connection or relationship that we would like to deepen and enhance, if you know how they feel loved, you can help them feel more of that by doing these simple things. So the 5 love languages, according to Gary Chapman, are words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, and physical touch. So if you know what your dominant 2 are, we usually have 2 dominant love languages, drop them below, I'd love to hear. And if you don't know what they are yet, you can find a really quick, simple, free, easy quiz online. Just Google 5lovelanguages.com. It should pop up and you can take a really quick test to see what your dominant 2 types are. So let's have some fun with essential oils and ways to help those people feel loved in their love language. So number 1, words of affirmation. These are people who like to hear that they're appreciated, hear I love you, hear things like recognition if they're a business partner. So letting them know, hey, you're amazing. I see you're growing really quickly. I am so proud of you. Telling children that you're proud of them. All the things that are encouraging that you would want to say. And sometimes if our dominant love language is words of affirmation and we're giving that out freely, but that's not their love language, sometimes they don't feel as deep of a connection. So that's one of the reasons it's important to know how others perceive it. So a fun thing you can do for people who love words of affirmation is you can make a roller bottle with lavender and spearmint. So lavender is the oil of communication and spearmint is the oil of confident speech. So 20 drops or so of each oil in a roller bottle, fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil, and you can roll it over your throat. Now, sometimes people that have words of affirmation, sometimes they are overachievers, they're rocking out and smashing goals, and sometimes they're people building their confidence, and those words help them continue to build their confidence and grow. Another really cool thing you can do for people who feel loved with words of affirmation is writing little notes or a really thoughtful card and dropping it in the mail, or leaving little notes all throughout the house or the home or where in the workplace, wherever it may be. And a fun thing you can do with your essential oils is you can take a little container or a Ziploc baggie and then a couple drops of whatever oil you want to add to it on a cotton ball and stick that cotton ball in the Ziploc baggie with the note cards or the cards, hot box it, seal it up overnight, and then pull out the card and it'll smell so amazing, and you can write those words of affirmation and get those to that person. So next, let's talk about the people who love quality time. So people who like to spend time together. If it's a child and you have multiple children, this would be really prioritizing and having a date night or a connection with the individual children and breaking it up that way. For our house as a spouse, we make sure we have date nights scheduled in, whether that's going out or just a staycation date night. So we used to order something called Escape the Crate, and it was just this box. I don't think they're in business anymore, but it was basically like this date night in where it was a puzzle and you try to mimic like an escape room but in your living room and try to figure out where the criminal is. It's just something silly, but sometimes we play bananagrams or Scrabble or Yahtzee or just something simple where we're connected. Our phones are away, that's really important, and just staying connected with that person. Now, quality time for your business partner. Maybe they hit a big rank and their love language isn't really gifts or recognition. It's still good to do those things, but maybe it's like, hey, let's go get a pedicure, or let's go on a hike, or let's go grab some kombucha, or whatever that may be for that person. It's just spending time with that person. An oil to help support that is lemon. It's the oil of focus. So you can get this in the diffuser and help focus. If you personally need some help to be present and focused so that you can enjoy and give love to that person in their language, roll some Intune on the back of your neck. Intune is the focus blend. So it's designed to help support calming and quieting those thoughts that are always racing. So if you need some help to be present so that you can be giving quality time to somebody, lemon, the oil of focus, or Intune, this is an old bottle, yours will be brown, which is the focus blend to help us quiet and focus our mind. Next, let's talk about physical touch. So physical touch, it can be intimate, but it doesn't have to be. It can be touching. For instance, when I worked in the hospitals as an occupational therapist, one of my favorite things to do before a treatment, or if somebody was at end of life or really sick, was to do an Aromatouch hand technique massage, because these people didn't have a lot of touch in their lives, and that's one of the basic human connections. Even myself, where physical touch it's dead last, like 3% on my love languages. Still connecting with people in that way and touching these people and giving them the Aromatouch hand massage in a hospital bed and seeing their eyes light up, like, still almost brings tears in my eyes to think about what a difference that made. So Aromatouch hand technique, if you're unfamiliar, I'll link how to do it in my blog. It's a very simple technique, it can just be a couple minutes long, and you can use whatever oils you want. There's an Aromatouch oil, but any oil would be great, and that'd be good for kids to calm them down in the classroom or before school or before bed, the Aromatouch hand technique. There's also a full Aromatouch if you want to do that with a friend or a spouse, and you can learn how to do that from doTERRA's website. Just Google how to do an Aromatouch, and doTERRA has a really gorgeous website on how to do that. And that's a more in-depth technique that involves the spine and the feet. Physical touch, if it was more in an intimate setting, I've got some spicy recipes for you that I'll link in this blog, in the description of this YouTube video that I'm going to put out. And it has some very spicy recipes for edible massage oils, enhancing pleasure for the male and female, some really cool recipes you can use if you want to really spice up your bedroom and what's happening in there. Another thing are rose and neroli. These are great essential oils to help enhance libido. And I have a whole video about essential oils to enhance libido. That's either going to come out before or after this. I'm not sure the order, but if you want to learn more specifically about libido oils, check that one out. And then the rose, this could be as simple as just applying it or having your partner apply it to you and just getting the oils on the body. They're already so sensual and physical that's a great one if your partner's love language is physical touch. Next, let's talk about acts of service. Now, acts of service, these are things that help to take things off of somebody's schedule or plate. And this is my #1 love language. And it's because I do a lot of really ambitious things. I fill up my schedule sometimes, and I know and I feel loved when my husband, just without even asking, he knows what to do. Maybe I'll wake up and the diffusers are running, and maybe something's been tidied that would have been the first thing I needed to do before I jumped in on some of my business goals for the day, and that's done. And it takes it off my plate, and I just feel like, oh my goodness. Maybe a friend or family member whose love language is acts of service, making them dinner, or maybe offering to pick up their kid one day when they're pressed for time. Things of that nature is kind of taking things off their plate and helping them open up and free their schedule, lightening their load. You could help, maybe if it was a business partner and acts of service, you could offer to watch their kids while they got a couple hours of work done a week. Maybe it would be to bring them a meal like I mentioned, or helping them organize their business routine or their schedule a little bit and laying it out, maybe organizing their oil closet for them, something of that nature. And then an oil that helps with acts of service, whether it's you helping to provide that or for the person that likes that, is Motivate. So Motivate is an oil that helps to inspire encouragement and inspiration. It has some lovely oils in here, including peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, yuzu, melissa, rosemary, and vanilla. And so this is great for the acts of service love language, especially if you would give it to the person that is highly ambitious. And the reason they need acts of service as a love language is because they have a lot on their plate. So this is a great blend for that individual. And then finally, receiving gifts. This is a fun one, and this is often a love language that a lot of people give, but not everybody feels it. So it's interesting that if you think about commercialized holidays, it typically revolves around gifts, but it's not everyone's way that they feel most appreciated. But the people who do, they're really fun and easy because there are so many things with the oils that you could give them that are really meaningful. I'm gonna link in the YouTube description and in my blog essential oil gifts. So if you want to make a homemade gift, I will link, I wrote it around Christmas time, but it applies to all holidays, all season or birthdays. And there are a bunch of gifts, I think 14 different gifts that you can make, including miracle salve. If you have not made miracle salve for someone, I don't have it at the table, holy buckets. That is one of my favorite essential oil gifts to give people, and I'll link my miracle salve recipe in that blog as well. And you can make this salve that's great for skin and muscle tension and head tension, all different things. And then I'll also link a recipe sheet with a whole bunch of different essential oil infused treats. So if their love language is gifts, and they also like a little bit of essential oil infused chocolates or things of that nature, you're gonna definitely wanna check that out. And then if you're not the crafty type, just gift them essential oil based on their needs. If they are stressed, give them some adaptive. If they need better sleep, give them some serenity. And maybe if they have some discomfort, maybe the new deep blue stick or deep blue rub. So lots of options there. So I hope this was fun for you. Drop your 2 dominant love language below. I would love to hear from you and hear what they are. And of course, if you need essential oils and you're not yet saving 25% from doTERRA with wholesale pricing, do head over to my website, get wholesale pricing, and connected with our resources. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.